Hello again, I'm Margie from Marjorie's Candies, and what I'm going to make now is a custard with caramel. It's also called creme de caramel, and this is different than the custard that you sprinkle sugar over and you use a torch in order to crystallize and cook the sugar on top. This custard, when you flip it over, and I'll show you, it has a brown bottom and it has caramel sauce. So we start with half a cup of sugar separately because we're going to melt that, and that'll be the bottom. And then we're going to use milk and sugar, eggs, salt and vanilla, and some nutmeg. So let's start off by, we're going to melt our sugar. And you see this is a very heavy cast iron skillet. Kind of just coat it like that, cover the bottom with the sugar. It takes a while for it to start. And it will slowly start to melt, and then all of a sudden it will really melt, and you want it to get a little golden brown. Okay, so we're going to wait a little bit. Starting to melt, like you can see that it's starting to melt there. If you leave it for a moment. Keep stirring it, and you'll see it's starting to, you don't want it to get brown in any one place. You want it to be evenly browned. Okay, we can wait another moment. Okay, so this is another stage, and you want to keep moving it around, and it's going to look pretty funny, and you're going to think these little things are never going to melt. If you want, sometimes there'll be some sugar on this. You can take that off. So you want to move it so it doesn't turn brown in any one place. And you can use as much sugar as you really want in this step, because you'll just have more on the bottom, more custard, more of the caramel sauce on the bottom. Or you can use none. You don't have to use it at all. This is just something you can add to your, see there it's getting done. Okay, this is done. See, you put it in there nice and caramel color, and just pour it around your pan. Okay? There you go, and you can spread it a little bit, but you know what, you don't have to worry about that, because actually while it cooks, it's going to cover the whole bottom. Now let me show you that you need a water bath in order to cook your custard. So you can take a pan that is a little bigger than the pan you're cooking your custard in, and I say that because I often make a custard in a 9 by 13 as I double the recipe. But I put water in here, and it's not floating, but when you fill it up, it will certainly sit, and it's about halfway up. Okay, so you want to put this into your oven, okay, and while you're cooking your custard, and turn your oven on, so the water bath is hot. It comes to the temperature, at least it's in the oven. Okay, so just turn that on. I'm going to bring 1 quart of milk to a simmer, and I'm going to use a flat bottom spoon to stir, because milk has a tendency to burn on the bottom. So you want to, if you're going to watch it, you can put it on a higher flame if you're going to stir it all the time, but sometimes if you're going to walk away, you might want to turn it down, because the milk will boil over, and you only want it to come to a simmer. Okay, so you want to watch that, and that'll just take a few minutes. Okay, this has started to simmer. See how it's all bubbling? You don't want it to bubble up. I'm just going to turn it off. At this point, I'm going to add my sugar. This is a half a cup of sugar. I'm going to add it to the eggs. This is 6 eggs that I've beaten up, and I'm going to add sugar to it. I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt to it. And scoop that in. So I'm just going to add this slowly. You just want to keep the temperature even. If you make any one area too hot, the eggs will start cooking. Just that simple. I have cooked eggs. I'm going to strain it. So if anything got cooked in there, looks like it's going to fit. We will just pour this in here. Now what I do at this point, I want to put the vanilla in. Don't want to forget that vanilla piece. spoon and a half. Okay, now I always will strain this through, just in case there's anything. That's the candy down there. It's really hard, just like a lollipop. And you're going to have some bubbles. So you can see the little things that are going to get caught up in the strainer. You'll have some bubbles on the top. So now I'm taking some, you can either use ground in a container that you buy at the store. You can take a regular nutmeg and just, this adds flavor. It really has nothing to do with how it looks because, you know, you flip it over. You can add as much as you like, or as little or none. It's the nice thing about cooking. I happen to love nutmeg. I can't put enough on, really. When I drink eggnog at Christmas, I amaze myself when I see how much nutmeg I put on it. Actually, eggnog's not that much different than this. Okay, so now, this comes the tricky part. Alright. We're going to pull out our water bath very gently. And going to put this custard into the water bath. Okay. And then we're going to very carefully try to push it back in and push this back in the center. And it will cook at 350. It's going to cook for, I put it on for 40 to 45 minutes. I always like to put my temperature on, my timer on a little less so I can take a look in case my oven gets hot. And then that's it. Okay, we're going to check the custard to see if it's done. You want to gently take it out so the water doesn't splatter on you. What you do is you want to take a sharp knife and just stick it in. If it comes out clean, it's ready. Okay, you want to check it halfway between the side and the middle because it will cook a little bit more. Now I'm going to show you. I can turn the oven on. I'm going to show you how I take it out of the oven. In water bath, I take a pot holder and I put it into a bag. And you want to pull them really tight so you don't get plastic on your container. Okay? And you come in here and you can stick your pot holders right down into the water and just pull it back out. And there you go. All done. You have to let that cool completely, and the longer you let it stay in the refrigerator, even a day or 2 days, that sugar that's on the bottom will really be absorbed into the custard. So otherwise, if you took it out as soon as it cooled, that sugar layer may still be a little bit hard and it will stick to the bottom of the pan. You really want it all to be in the custard. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the custard, I'm going to show you, then you flip it over, and what you want is a pan that has an edge to it because the custard is going to be, firm, but the sauce is going to come out to the edge, okay? So you want to have an edge to it. So what I'm going to do now is just kind of go around the edge with a knife. Okay, and that's the best you really can do with that. Then you take this part here and put it on your pan, and it often gets will often get a little messy. It just does. You can hardly help it. Okay, but flip it really quick. Okay. And that's how it looks. So you see you have your sauce. That's why you need the edge. When you slice it, it's sliced just like it's like an egg custard. You can just take a spatula and pick up the pieces. And I use my 9x13 just as perfect, makes little squares. And everybody loves it. I have it at every one of my parties. People get excited when I pull it out. And it's really funny because when I first started serving it, people didn't know what it was, and now people really look forward to it. So I hope you enjoy it also. And come and see us at Marjorie's Candies, YouTube, watch some more videos. Have any questions, call us.